but I mean, from Joe Rogan's own, I'd not try
Which
it.
is funny because when he was talking to Jordan Peterson about it, he was like, "Oh, all I've ever heard is just positive things about that diet."
Well, yeah, when he went with Jordan Peterson, he was talking about doing it, and then he actually did it, and he said he liked it. He said after he got past the 2 weeks of shitting, that he felt like really good, but the issue
I
was
mean, that's
getting
pretty
past
much
the 2 weeks
how.
of cheating.
Yeah, that's pretty much how they, or anyone I've heard do it is that first 2 weeks your body just struggles with it, and then all of a sudden you just wake up one day after like a week to 2 weeks or however long it takes for your body to adjust, and then you wake up and you're just like, oh, I'm good now. But
I'm feeling eyes on my back. Damn, now it's just starting to have fun.
here we go.
Ha! This Fallout 4 has updated the COVID. This raider I killed was wearing a surgical mask.
That's funny.
Damn.
God damn it. National Geographic makes you log in with an email and create an account.
Aw, man, come back! I was having fun.
Disappearing act, huh?
Hey, Alec,
Yeah.
suck a butt.
What?
You heard me.
No, thank you. I appreciate the gesture.
Not a ass fan.
Revolutionary sword.
Phil Swift, to show you how powerful the power of flex tape, I saw this crewmate in half.
Who's there? Whoa, shut the fuck up a second. I hear something.
He just teleported.
Hell? Opening fire!
Dude, your boy played a whole bunch of soccer tonight.
You did?
Oh yeah. So we got club football here,
Uh-huh.
and
Keep your eyes
club
on
soccer plays at the same time. So typically, at the end of practice, you just go play soccer with them for like 30 minutes to an hour.
Huh.
So did that. I am somehow the only person who knows and understands the basics of soccer and how to just do anything and just I mean the guy played soccer for I don't know like until through eighth grade whatever, so I played it a decent amount and just have basics understanding of soccer from just watching some of it, playing it and stuff. nowhere close to a master or anything like that, obviously. Or like an average soccer player, but like I understand the game and stuff. And, like nobody else does on the fucking football team. Which is kind of funny because they basically just like, Logan, can you try and do everything? And it's like, no, because soccer is one of the sports that you really can't do everything, because just when when no one else knows how to do anything, you can't just fucking go offense, defense, goalie, and like everything.
My arm.
But overall, it's fun.
Yeah, I don't know how high my hopes are for Southern Illinois State club soccer.
Dude, I found out. So the fucking football team, the club football team, like we legitimately go play Ohio State's club football team and like Michigan State's,
That's cool.
and they actually will win. Which partly probably just says more about Ohio State's thing, but like
We don't
I'm
have
too-
a club football team at Madison.
I know. I wish there was. I would have done that.
I'd be kicker for sure.
But I mean, that's how I got here. Because I was like, you know, maybe I'll do rugby. I'll look at doing rugby here if they have it. And then they didn't have rugby, but they had club football. And I was like, well, I might as well show up. And for some reason, one of the dudes is trying to put me on offensive line. Is the dude that's like, that is fuck.
200 pounds plays offensive line.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I was like, you know, I would be okay doing a tight end or fullback and blocking 70 to 80% of the time and just kind of being that ready, like whatever, and like every once in a while. But like, there's no reason that at being 6'2", 200, that I should be playing. There's not. And stuff. And then he's like, dude, Logan, you're literally going to be one of our biggest guys. And it's like, okay, you look at it. I'm roughly the same size in height and weight as Delvin Cook. Now, don't get me wrong, Delvin's obviously stronger than me, but Delvin Cook, I believe, is fuck. I'm pulling this up right now. Delvin Cook is okay. I don't want to see his bye week. Wait. So Delvin's
He's 5'9", 205,
yeah, this is
right?
5. Yeah, 5. This one says 5'10", 209. Melvin Gordon, 6'1", 207.
Ooh, Melvin Gordon. Did you hear about today?
Yeah, DUI while speeding. Fucking dumbass. But so that's the thing. So I'm literally the size of Melvin Gordon. I'm light. I'm a little less than 210. I'm sitting at like 205 to 210 right now. So 207, slightly above 6 foot. So like I'm the size of Melvin Gordon. Why the fuck am I playing O-line? Now, obviously, Melvin Gordon's also someone who's bigger and stronger than me. Like, obviously, I agree with that. Like, in terms of our actual bodies, but why the fuck am I doing that? Yeah, and this kid is like 6'2", maybe that 6'1", more like. He's like 6'1" and like 250. And today, when we were splitting up or whatever, or 230, and we were splitting up doing the where to go for positions or whatever, because this is the first day they actually wanted to separate linemen and stuff like that. They literally like, okay, Logan, lineman, another dude who's also named Logan, who's like probably 5'10", like he played center though, so he can snap the ball. So they're like, you're in. And then another dude who's actually the size of a guard or something like that. Or two other guys that are both the size of guards. And then there was me. And that kid that's 6'1", 230 or 240 is over there with the receivers running routes. And he keeps saying, keeps putting me and him in the same category in size and speed and athleticism. It's like, no, I'm the best athlete out here. I know that. Like, for a fact, I know more about sports than anyone out here. I watch more. I've played more than you guys. Like, no. And he just refuses to and then they were talking about, oh, well, if we have to grab an O lineman for a tight end, it's like, you'd expect them to pick me. And they're like, hey, Kenny, who's a nice kid, he's funny, decent athlete, but he's like probably like 230 or 240 as well. He's about probably the size of the other guy. And I was just sitting there like, yeah, let's not grab the person that was safety and cornerback for 3 years and not fat. Like, let's Like, yeah, let's just pick everyone else. Great idea, guys.
Oof.
And it's really dumb. They're very obnoxious. Dude, what the Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans, sorry, is 6 foot 187 pounds.
Damn. Now we're just starting to have fun.
That's the one thing that's blown my mind. I always assumed that like the superheroes, like the all three of the Chris's and stuff like that, would be like the like 220 and like 6'3" or something like that. They're all less than 6'2" or 6'2" or less, and I think Chris Hemsworth is the largest. At let's see,
Thank you so much for the follow, Satir Crane, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Grand.
wait, and Chris Pratt is. Okay, so he's actually that makes sense that he's the biggest. So he's the biggest at about 220. At 6'2", and then it's 6'1", 207, about, or just over 200, and then it's 6 foot 187.
Got it.
That means I am literally larger than Chris Hemsworth if we're sitting next to each other. Like I have more mass than him.
I'm proud of you.
Well, like that's just a weird thing for me to think about, or like to realize that like
Thick.
I don't know, because of playing sports, like especially football, is like being 6 foot 200. That's a pretty average size person. That's like in high school football. That's not absurd. That's taller than most, but not the tallest. And you got the O lineman that's larger than the receivers and cornerbacks, but not the offensive linemen and defensive linemen and at times the linebackers. So it's very middle of the pack. I don't like this. Chris Pratt has a towering height of 188 centimeters.
But you really don't like the metric system that much?
I would not say 6'2" is towering.
Rude. I mean, 6'2" is like 90th percentile of height. I'd probably say 90th percentile is towering. Well, I don't know. I don't know, 6'2" is 90th percentile. I wouldn't
Is
say
it?
it's towering, but
Yeah, I guess I just wouldn't use the term
That
towering.
reminds you of the old days.
It actually makes it. It says Chris Hemsworth is sitting at about 215 for Thor, and when he was in Rush or something like that, it goes down to like 180 or 190.
I will say
What about
being 6'2" and
Endgame?
skinny is nice because I'm fast.
Yes. Are you? So you are 6'2"?
I'm like 6'2" and a half, yeah.
Alec, what are you then? Are you
6'4.5".
You're 6'4.5"?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was like Natan's 6'2" roughly, or 6'3", and then you had 6'4", or 6'3", 6'4", and then Granted slightly above that, and then Jack.
Grant's 6'5" and Jack's 6'.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I guess I thought you guys were all just down 1 inch, but it's about the same. Alec, how much you weighing in at these days?
Last time I checked, 185.
Jesus Christ.
I'm at the lightest I've been since like
How am I 8 inches shorter
high
than
school.
Jack, and like shorter than like I guess like I'm middle of the pack in height for our group, and somehow I'm the largest.
I don't know. I've been an endurance athlete my whole life. So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like I mean, nobody played football. Like it was all, I mean, Jack did baseball, which and basketball he did for a bit. But then you did soccer. Roger did
Basketball.
soccer. Alec did basketball.
Track.
Yeah, Yeah.
cross country.
Oh, you did track as well.
Yeah, I did cross country in middle school, and then for us cross country was fall, so I picked soccer over it once I got to high school. Then I did
Okay,
I
gotcha.
did basketball in ninth grade, and then I quit to focus on soccer and track. But
I did soccer
Okay,
in middle
okay.
school.
I did not realize that you did track in high school. But
I just did it. I never was a varsity runner, but
gotcha.
I also didn't try.
Yeah, gotcha. But yeah, no. So that's the thing. Is like everybody. Roger did soccer. Morgan did soccer. Um, like every granted rowing and swimming.
Yeah, he was also cross country.
Yeah, that's right. Massimo didn't play anything. Um, but like yeah, it's just everyone did endurance sports.
It's
With
kind of
I did
weird though
battles.
that like, you know, the freshman 15, but like everyone in our
Yeah.
friend group got freaking lighter. Like, I mean, I guess except for me,
Yeah.
but like Jack got significantly lighter. Alec got significantly lighter. Massimo got the most weight loss of anyone by far.
But he also just did it by literally. Him and Jack were so unhealthy about losing the weight. I mean, kudos to them; they lost it. But they lost it in. I mean, Jack literally wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Which now, I mean, who the fuck knows? Rob Lowe says that nowadays he does intermittent fasting, and then like every 2 or 3 days, he just goes a day without eating. Where he'll eat dinner and then won't eat until dinner the next day. So
Yeah.
like,
Intermittent fasting's really good
well,
for weight
yeah,
loss.
I'll say that's a bit more than intermittent fasting, obviously.
But like to
But
compensate with intermittent fasting, the meals you eat have to be like high in macronutrients, and I'm not sure breakfast sausage and eggs.
also true, yes. But yes, so I mean, don't yeah, Jack and Massimo both lost weight, and that's great for them.
Massimo lost it all like over winter break freshman year. I remember it was like crazy. He came back from winter break and he was like super skinny and like what?
Well, yeah, I was because he was starting that trend, and he was starting obviously going down. But I think he just smoked and didn't eat. That's how he lost it. Honestly, I think that's how it was. Um, but yeah, so like that, and then I mean, I gained a little bit of weight, but it wasn't anything like it wasn't the freshman 15 or anything. It was just from us pretty much working out as a group and everything like that. But overall, I mean, I think I graduated at 180. I graduated high school at 185, and I ended the year at 190. So like that was, and it was while working out constantly with as a group. It wasn't all obviously muscle, but it wasn't a 14, 15 or just getting fat or anything like that. But yeah, for the most part, nobody lost or nobody gained any unhealthy weight.
Yeah.
I realized Morgan, I didn't realize how big Morgan was this summer. He said he got up to 175.
You really?
That's what he said. Yeah, he said I got to 175, and then he's like, I had to start running, and so I started running, and I'm back to. He said he's back down to like 160 something.
How
But
tall is Morgan?
he's like 5'10.
5'10", yeah.
Why start a...
Ever since I was little,
Yeah, no, that's where because like I didn't know, and I didn't see him a ton. I saw him
I'll take a
like
look.
once a
Sure.
month
I've got
pretty much,
just
and he didn't look big. Like I just didn't even notice it when he said it. I was kind of like, damn, but it's. I've become a big fan of writing down my workouts. Like while I'm working out, I've got like a small fucking notepad
looking to wet your
and
whistle,
just
huh?
fucking
Let's see
Doing
what you
what
have.
I've
with
got
your
just the
workouts?
thing.
like recording them, like writing
Oh.
shit down too. And so just because like I have all the workouts planned, whatever, in terms of like a large selection of them when I go in. But it's just nice to be able to like I write down the weights and reps and stuff like that. Um, and go from there. Which I don't know, it feels like I'm able to fucking keep track of shit a little bit better. And I don't know, I feel like when I write it down, it makes it more real. Which is kind of weird to say, but like it's like, oh,
I feel
this is what I did. I mean, it's the same when people say that you should create a to-do list. It's the same thing of like, oh, I did this. Like, you have that sense of like you got it done. But
I definitely wish I had more time to work out. I have work every day, school every day. I also spend 2 hours of my day playing soccer.
Yeah.
Like,
How
I'd love to
how
work.
often or how often do you work? Or like
I,
how long?
I work 10 to 20 hours a week, but it's usually like probably 16, I'd say, hours a week.
Okay. See, that's typically what I work. I work it in just a couple chunks, but then I just I don't have to spend a ton of time on school just with how my
Hey, Mr. Chameleon, I really appreciate the follow. Thank you. Stick around.
Wednesday I have to do my physics. I have physics that I have everything I do on Wednesday, and then it's Saturday. Everything else is due on Saturday or Sunday for me. So I just do it in the morning, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'm done. So like I really don't do much school Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Um, and basically just that's my weekend because then I just, especially when I would work 10 hours on Saturday, I was able to just be there because I was really just supervising. So I would just bring my homework there and work on homework for 10 hours on the weekend and get everything done. Which then has just let it where I can go to the gym and work out for
Thanks, Mr. Chameleon. Am I pronouncing your name right?
however long I'm feeling it.
I definitely overstudied my midterm today. I got 100% on it, and I studied. Such a joke. It was 20-minute midterm, or I finished it in 20 minutes, but it was 12 questions for an hour. It's like,
Oof.
I gotta focus on this part. Alex, do you remember the part of Fallout 4 with the racetrack? Horse racetrack?
Horse racetrack. I remember the robot racetrack.
Well, Easy City Downs. It was a pre-war horse race.
Is that the one where the Raiders have set up
Yeah.
their
Pilot
robot
Battalion.
racing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Natan, who do I pick this week to get a win in the Pick'em League?
Being in your pick'em.
Or not the Pick'em, but the Survivor pool I'm in.
Oh yeah.
It's tough because I already picked the Colts playing Cincy, Detroit, Jacksonville, Vikings, Falcons, Washington, Giants, Chicago, Carolina, Baltimore, Philly, Pittsburgh, Houston, Tennessee, New England, Denver, Miami, Jets.
Honestly,
I might do my
Vikings over Falcons might be a pretty decent one. Like out of all the weeks to pick the Vikings,
Packers, Buccaneers. I can't pick anyone from the Rams, 49ers. I have Kansas City, Buffalo, and I can't pick Cardinals versus Dallas.
I might. I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat. Pretty.
Yeah, I've the NFC West so far.
I'm scared of picking the Vikings over the Falcons because they just fired their coach, and teams that fired their coach very well. Dolphins, Jets. Honestly, I think I'm gonna
That's
do
what
that.
I'm thinking.
Doing
That's
Dolphins, Jets.
the Jets suck.
All right, I locked my pick. I gotta check
Yeah,
my pigskin pick 'em as well.
I say, dude, I'm still so.
Oh yeah, Mr. Chameleon. They want me. I'm wearing intelligence armor to maximize XP gain, so it's just closed armor and I'm very low in HP. Okay, so I still gotta do my pigskin. I haven't done mine.
Oh my.
Right. Dude, someone took Kansas City this past week, so that's.
Dude, the Bears have such an easy schedule.
I know. I almost considered picking that.
I think I'm gonna go Browns over Steelers.
Oh, I don't know. That one's a tough one. Oh, for Pick'em. I thought you were saying for Survivor.
No, Survivor. I'm doing Dolphins over Jets. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude, someone picked the fucking Kansas City this past weekend though.
Washington or Giants?
Holy, a ton of people picked it. I Washington's defense will fucking tear Daniel Jones.
I'm
into
picking
ass.
Bucks over Packers.
I did that as well, I believe. Oh my god, so many people at Dallas. Holy shit. That almost just took out fucking, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people had Dallas. past week. Which, oh my god, they almost lost, and then someone had Seattle who almost lost too. So there almost were fucking 11 people that got out. Oh damn! Someone picked Houston against. See, I liked Houston against Jacksonville, but I wouldn't put all of my money on them.
Yeah, I'm still in my eliminator, so doing. I actually like picked a bunch of. I like picking a bunch of risky ones early, and then picking like a bunch of tough ones later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of going
Or a
through,
bunch of
and
easy ones later.
the NFC West was just going through some cakewalks initially. Like, well, 49ers, I picked them to go against the Jets. I had Colts week 1, and they allowed it because literally almost over half the field got out on that. They're like, yeah, you get one redo or buy back in, simply because
This is the best you've
Colts
over
week
half.
1 is just old though. I don't have the balls for that.
It was, but at the same time, it was like they're playing the.
I had no idea how good the Colts were gonna be. That's like I was not about
I
to.
figured the defense was going to be good, and their O-line, and Jacksonville was going to be awful. Jacksonville came out and surprised everyone. But then I did 49ers against the Jets, Seattle against the Cowboys, Rams against the Giants, and Cardinals against the Jets. Basically, I've just been going who plays the Jets. Because they're
You know
literally,
what? Not too bad.
Jets might go 0-16.
They genuinely might.
Fuck, Miami scares me a little bit on that one, but I don't have a better option to pick. So many people did Buffalo week 1, which I'm happy about. I like having Buffalo later because I can play them against the Jets the second round, or second time.
I'm feeling eyes on my back. Time to die.
Yeah, it was funny. Al sent me a message today asking if I would be willing, because I'm in Illinois, that I can sports gamble. However, you have to be 21 too. And I was like, you have to be 21, don't you? And he said, oh shit, you're right, good point. And I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was 21, I would be more than happy to make those bets for you. So, I don't know, Tennessee versus Houston sounds kind of nice. Although Tennessee is getting off of a, what's it called? A short week, a real
Oh, they
short
are.
week.
Oh yeah. Wait,
They just played. Tennessee played last night.
dude. What if they made someone play Tuesday then Thursday? Would that be insane?
Honestly, that'd be kind of nice.
Tuesday then Thursday in the same week?
I mean, okay, but if it was like, let's say, I don't know, Green Bay played someone like I don't, or let's just say someone played Jets Giants.
Just get the game over with. The biggest shit show of all time.
Yeah, just get 2 super shitty games and just have them go against like the Packers or Kansas City and just like fucking roll through them.
Or just have like the worst game of all time, like Jets Giants. Just have that on a short week because no one cares about it.
Yeah. I think New England versus Denver also might be a good game for the Survivor League.
I think New England beats them. I mean, I do too. For me, I have New England winning another week. I think I had them beating the Jets.
Oh yeah, I haven't picked them yet, but I think with Newton.
Oh wait, you go 1 week at a time?
Oh yeah, so
I map out my whole thing and then I recheck the week of.
oh yeah, no, this I've just been doing 1 week at a time, simply because. Yeah, I just want to be able to examine each game each week. And then also, you know, teams are hot, teams get cold, and so like I guess as long as I check, I just have to remember to check. But me and Johnny typically send each other messages and check up on each other to make sure we're doing where we're in. But
You're messing with the best.
so yeah, the league has 48, and 16 members are out right now.
Huh.
Find him and kill him. You picked the wrong day to piss me off.
Dude, fucking Tua's gonna come in next year. He's so fucking good.
Damn.
Yeah, learning from the GOAT himself.
He has more 300-yard passing yards and 3 touchdown games than John Elway.
Gonna have fun.
John Elway and Troy Aikman are two of the most overrated pieces of crap quarterbacks ever.
I think Aikman is more overrated than Elway.
I agree, but I think Elway's overrated as hell.
I would
Aikman
agree
literally
with
was
that.
almost 50-50, 1-to-1 interception
Well,
to touchdown ratio.
technically, it wasn't. I know technically Elway was negative, but Elway was just he built different.
Bruh.
But I feel like just John Elway is just different than fucking. I mean, Troy Aikman just. It's Troy Aikman. Like, that's how I feel about him. I just don't even know a better way. Like, that's just the best way to describe it.
Didn't Troy Aikman win more Super Bowls
Than who, Elway?
than Elway? Elway only won the one, right?
Oh, yeah. No, he won more, but I don't think that's necessarily the indicator. I mean, Elway was a
No,
better
but
quarterback.
what did
Yeah,
Elway do
man.
better than Aikman?
I don't know. I think he was a better runner. I don't know. I just feel like he was a better overall quarterback. Like, Aikman just had everything handed to him.
Time this.
Yeah.
What's insane is like Kirk Cousins is better than like either of them by a lot. It's so weird.
Oh yes, well that's just the evolution of passing and the game and everything. But dude, you missed it. It was just a shit show. Everyone was on Kirk tonight, and I was like, you know what? Don't get me wrong. I don't think we'll win a Super Bowl with him, but he's not as bad as what you guys are saying right now. And like
Who was shitting on him? The guys who don't watch football?
yeah, it was Morgan started bitching about him, and then Jacob was laughing about it, and Roger, and I was just like, yeah, hold on.
Jacob has some leg to stand on. Morgan and Roger have watched maybe like 3/4
And
of a football
don't get me
game
wrong.
in 3 years since I've known
Don't
them.
get me wrong. The turnovers in the quarter definitely hurt, obviously. But like, who knows what happens if that doesn't make it? Like,
This has
Russell,
also been his like worst year as a Vikings so far.
yeah. But yeah, no. Morgan was like, you know, I gave him the first couple seasons of doubt or whatever of believing in him. And he's like, I'm just done.
He doesn't watch.
And I was just like, yeah, what? And he's just like, I wish I'd rather just us go 0-16 and draft someone. I was just like, what? Like,
We already won a game, so can't do that.
yeah, no. Well, that's where he said he was disappointed they won it, and I was just like, that makes zero sense. But
I feel like he just like hears
They were just
everything
kinda
from
shitting, and
Jack, and then like just
Probably.
repeats whatever Jack says.
But it was just like crazy. Just he was talking about. They were just all fucking talking about it. I was like, I don't know. What's it? You know, whatever. And I was like, okay. You know, Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins both last night. And Kirk Cousins.
Outplayed Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but even if you look at the mistakes, they both threw a bad pick. The fucking fumbles. You can argue that they should have been incomplete passes. You can argue either way, especially the second one. First one, a little bit more to stand on, and it was a fumble. But at the same time, literally those plays happened directly after Delvin Cook just fucking shat his groin out himself, or you know what I mean? Like, all the momentum went to the Seahawks then, and they just went all out blitz. Yeah, and they fucking got to him. But then
Yeah, look at our old line.
he had 2 back-to-back long drives, including one 95-yard drive that took over 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. Like, Kirk Cousins did everything we needed to do to win. He was a half yard short. I do respect going for the game, 4th and 1 or 4th and
Well, I mean,
inches.
it was the right call. If you look at the I looked it up. There's many different win probability models.
Here's
every
here's
single one I've
actually
seen,
why.
they've
Here's why I would. The only reason I would have argued against it. They already had one of those against the Patriots.
we had-
I would. The Seahawks stopped Cam Newton.
Oh,
and
I mean, come on, that's
two.
uncorrelated, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of those things of because right away I thought about this today. I was like, someone was talking about it, and I was like, you know what? I just kind of remembered that all of a sudden. I was like, fuck, dude. I don't know, because the thing is, if you kick that field goal, they still have to make that drive and all of that time. You know what I mean? They still have to make that drive.
Yeah,
don't get me
nothing
wrong.
changes pretty much if we go.
Well,
for
yeah,
two,
that's
but
the
they
thing.
just have to go for two.
Yeah, the one argument you could have made was that the Vikings were clearly outplaying them. So at that point, you're almost not necessarily you're not better off getting it to overtime, but if the Vikings got to overtime, I would be confident that they would win because they were literally outplaying the Seahawks the entire game. That I don't think.
No, it was a great call. Even without making it, our win probability was like 94. It
Yeah.
was 100% on our
God, dude,
defense.
Dantzler on that
How do you
fucking.
miss? Like, I know it's DK, but like he lost the ball. Like he was in great position, lost the ball.
And like 5 yards ahead.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, "Fuck!" But I mean, honestly, the defense.
I thought he
can-
picked him off because of how he was like
How fa-
looking over his shoulder. I thought he just got overthrown and like was gonna pick him.
Honestly, like that game right there. Like I actually now we've lost. We're obviously 1-4, but
I mean, we lost 2 games by literally 1 point.
and then and those are both playoff teams and both undefeated.
By the way, I think
now.
Zimmer, amazing.
That's
Like
it.
people always talk about Zimmer messing up. That's got to be one of the best coaching jobs I've ever seen was against the Seahawks.
Oh, that was amazing.
Every
literally-
single decision he made, I agreed with, except there's like 1 4th and 1 from the
Nice.
40 that we punted in like the second
Yeah.
quarter, and I thought we should have gone for that.
Yeah, I know which one you're referencing. The only thing I would say with that is just you don't want to maybe overextend your hand a little bit and show because I'm assuming they don't have a plethora. I'm assuming that they have a certain set of like 3 or 4 fourth down plays. Really, that's like this is what we want to do.
No, that's a bad argument to me because it's like your job as an offensive coordinator is to work off that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could understand in case there's something that gets down to it. And
No, that is not. You have like a 94% chance of converting fourth. It's worth going for them pretty much anywhere on the field at any point in time. But like, there's exceptions, but like even from your own 30, it's worth going 4th and 1. You have like a 90% chance to convert. Like if you go by
I don't know,
every win
with
probability model ever.
Yeah. I don't know, with how the defense was playing though too. I don't know. That one's a tough one. I mean, you can make an argument that because the defense was playing well, go for it. You can also make an argument to punt them, pin them deep in their own territory, and let your defense get it and keep the field. You know what I mean? That I don't think that's. I think that's one of those calls that it could go either way, and it's.
I'm just gonna go with whatever the analytics say. I have the best win probability because like I would trust analytics much more than I trust gut feeling.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I like analytics a lot, but I
mean,
don't.
it's literally just an aggregation of and modeling of previous football events. It's gonna be more right than the average coaches.
I don't know. I did hate Colin Cowherd's description of it because he was like, because he was talking
Colin
about.
Cowherd's not analytical at all. He doesn't like.
Well, so he was. No, I know he was talking about it, and he was just like, I get analytics. I like analytics, but there's also such things as manalytics, and I was just like, what the fuck? And he was just talking about how it's football is a man's sport, and it comes down to it, whatever. And it was funny 'cause he's like, I don't disagree with a coach's play. Like I will never agree with that. And then went on to talk about how the Vikings should have kicked the field goal. Like, aren't you just disagreeing with that right there? Is it you take the points, you're outplaying them, you get into overtime. Like partly, yeah, I slightly agree with that. Make it 8 points so you at least know that it's going to go to overtime, and you just literally have to stop them while they drive the whole field. I mean, really, if you kick that field goal, the situation does not change from where they were. If we didn't get it, the kicking a field goal on that is the exact same thing. Besides, now you're for sure. Also, didn't we go for 2 earlier in the game or no?
Yes, which is also the correct choice. We went for 2 to
We
tie it
didn't
up
get
at
it,
21.
right.
Yeah, and we didn't get it.
Okay, no, that makes sense then. Yeah, okay, I forgot. I was just like trying to think if that was or not. Yeah. Because fuck, wait. Then if we would have kicked the field goal, would have been we had a 6 point lead, right? At the end, or would have been a 5?
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
So if we would have just kicked the field goal and gotten 1 point and tied it at 21.
You mean an extra point?
Or yeah, sorry, extra point.
An extra point wouldn't have tied it at 21. An extra point would have meant we were losing 20 to 21.
Or yeah, losing by 1. Okay, so then they would have scored and would have been at 27. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to think of where, because then they would have just kicked the
The
field or
argument,
extra.
the only argument for kicking the extra point is that then uh, if we score a touchdown like we did to get it to 26, and then we got another possession, we could have gotten a field goal to put us
To end it,
over. Yeah, but
which would then won it at the end. But yeah, no,
yeah, but that's a ridiculous argument because what if you don't score again and you lose 20-21?
You're moving way too slow.
yeah.
And also,
Well,
like, none of that should have mattered. It should have just been the easiest conversion of all time on the 4th and 1.
Alexander Madison decided to run right into the fucking tackle.
Dude, did you watch the playback? Like, that was a good play call. It was ISO. He had 1v1 with a linebacker and just fucking missed it.
Well, he literally ran into the tackle. He ran into O'Neal first.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one where I said
Like-
at the time, I'm 100% sure Dalvin Cook converts that one.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the difference between them.
Dalvin Cook, like, just always breaks the first tackle. It's kind of
I would have strapped Delvin up for that one. I would have sent him in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But then
I
if
mean-
we
I
send
mean, he
Dalvin
went
in, then
earlier.
guess what? They know we're running, and then they stick the box with 8, and then we run play action and fuck them over.
And then yeah, fucking Kyle Rudolph catches it in the back of the end zone.
I don't get, to be honest, 4th and 1, either sneak it
Keep leading,
Or-
and I'll follow you.
or play action it, to be
That was the
honest.
deal, right?
I'm a big fan of play action on 4th and shorts.
I mean, I think it depends. Like, I mean,
I agree, but we had just run it like 4 straight times, too.
yeah, because well, they were trying to kill the clock. I mean, everyone knew it was going to be a running play. Like, that's just what it was going to be. There was no surprise.
It was a good play call. Yeah, I can't even get down on him. Like,
Oh no, yeah, it was a good play call. It was literally there, and it basically there was O'Neal was blocking whoever the fuck was on the outside for the Seahawks, and he could either cut in and fall forward and get the yard, or he could go around O'Neal and fall forward and get the yard, or 6 inches, whatever it was. Like he just had to basically get enough momentum to keep
not
falling.
do what he did. Yeah, it was kind of
And
weird. He just, like, stopped. Like, I've never seen that. He just got stuffed.
He hit O'Neal and just kind of stopped.
Like,
and,
it was the opposite of the... Like, Derrick Henry falls forward for, like, an extra 2 yards every time. This was the opposite. He just, like, got...
Now, to be fair, Derrick Henry is like 4
Yeah, he's
inches tall,
huge. I know, but, like,
50 pounds.
I'm just
more.
saying, like,
yeah,
Madison a lot of the time falls forward.
Yeah.
So, like,
and
I don't
so-
really get how he didn't there. It was super weird.
It was like, yeah. I mean, it was weird. And the problem, I think, for some reason, all of his momentum stopped when he hit O'Neal.
Yeah.
And then fucking Wright came over and just shoved him to the ground and just like sat on him almost and just like pushed him straight down. But like even when he was falling, he was kind of falling sideways. Like he wasn't really.
Yeah,
he got
yeah,
off-
it was, like, diagonal.
It was kind of like protecting the ball and then got hit and kind of like fell sideways. It was like it was really weird, but
Just very
What
odd.
happened
I don't
if
know.
you tinkered with some of these things?
actually, what I would have done is send Cook in and then do a sneak.
Yeah, that, like, I mean, I'm a big fan of QB sneaks. Do you know that on 4th and 1 or shorter, their conversion rate is 97%?
That's crazy. But I honestly
Kirk Cousins
think,
just is uncanny bad at them, which is have you noticed that? Like, he doesn't go down low and then stretch. He does the thing you're not supposed to do, is he stays
fall
high
forward.
and tries to, like, push his way forward, but you got to go low and then dive. So, like,
Yeah.
he sucks at them, which is probably why.
but I think if you put Cook back there, they load the box, but they're ready for that.
right,
where I
then you
think
get the extra half second to push.
If you had Ham and Cook, and then go, and then they can also both just push as well.
You know what play I also love though is, you fake the handoff to the fullback and then you toss it to Cook.
Yeah, the only concern, I mean, if that outside backer or outside D lineman is just, I would trust Cook to break it, but that play can get blown up if the guy doesn't fall for it. And just
I
sits
mean,
it
I
up.
don't. Yeah, I guess, but I'd rather do a. I don't know.
What? No, the play I really liked that the Vikings did a lot last year with BC Johnson and Ham actually against the Lions, if you remember that game, where basically they have it's lined up in like a tight formation, and then you've got the wide receiver, or it was Ham, both of BC Johnson and Ham. They were lined up between the tight end and the tackle there, and then it was a play action, and they kept running, and they ran behind the line of scrimmage, where the Lions guy then had to run through all of the traffic, and then they literally popped in for like a 3 yard touchdown. That was like the easy.
Oh, I know exactly what the goal line play. Yeah.
Yeah, where like if you did something like that. Now the problem is if you get pushed, he gets knocked off, whatever. But generally that play is like fucking.
But like also a great play, like a play action tight end leak.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I do think though at the same time, running the ball has been our strong suit. Our run blocking is better. We're just a better running team than that. And I mean, to be fair, at that point, Madison was tearing
Yeah,
them up.
to be
Boone,
fair,
Cook, and Madison were on fire that entire night. They were all playing very well.
yeah,
So like,
look, to be
I
entirely
understand.
fair, he should have made the play. The play call was fine.
Yes. And yeah, it's just literally Madison running into someone and then help getting there by that time. But I will the one thing I am stoked. Like, I mean, the Vikings literally could be 3-2 with just a couple ugly losses in the beginning of the season, but then playing two playoff teams
Find
and
anything
winning.
useful, or are you just
I looked at our schedule. It gets much easier after this. If we just
Oh
take
yeah,
care of things with our division, we can easily end up 9-7, and that's pretty much guaranteed playoffs with the new format.
I say the concern I'm gonna run into, the concern I have is gonna be the Bears. I don't think the Bears are great, but I just don't. Because like Falcons, we should win. Packers, I'll chalk that up to another loss. If honestly though, if Cook's back, I think that's a better game than people think. Lions win, Cowboys win, Jacksonville win, Panthers win, Lions again win, Saints possibly win. I mean, I just counted off 8 wins right there. If we lost to the Bears, the Buccaneers, and the Packers, but like if we you can chalk up a loss to the Saints, whatever. That's still 8 wins there to get us to 9-7. We wouldn't even have to beat the Bears, but the Lions are not good. The Falcons are not good. The Cowboys are not good. Panthers are not good. Jacksonville's not good. So like that's 5 teams that we're about to end this and the Falcons. So that's 6 teams that we're about to play that are not good, and the Lions are bad. And we play the Lions twice. So like we could reasonably get in, and the NFC West is about to beat up on itself because they all went and played the NFC East, and now they're about to play each other. So they're all going to end up getting. They're all going to lose to each other real soon. 49ers are going to be out of it real soon. Cardinals will not make it. I think Fuck. I think Rams. Actually, I think the Vikings, Bears, and Packers will make it. Rams and Seahawks will. And then, did I say the Lions?
You
I
do
meant
think the
Packers.
Vikings are going to make the playoffs?
I don't know. Looking at it now, the schedule: Falcons, Lions, Cowboys, Panthers,
But the
Jacksonville,
Cowboys is a win now. Like, it's not even in question. Because
Lions again. So yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Falcons,
Just take care of shit in our own
Falcons,
division.
Lions, Cowboys, Panthers, Jacksonville, Lions again. That's 6 games right there that we can win. And then the Saints are not that good right now. Bears.
We eat Drew Brees lunch every freaking time we play.
I know it's awesome. But yeah, I mean the 3 tough games we have are the Packers, Buccaneers, and Saints.
Zimmer's so good at scheming against QBs with he has tape on.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, I mean, and I honestly thought we were going to beat the Cowboys before. Dak
Yeah,
got
it's
hurt.
just all confirmed now. Like we're not
Cool.
going to listen to Andy Dalton.
Dude, honestly, obviously, the injury is slightly concerning. Although I know they said it's not a major one. He basically just like fucking caught it and just landed weird or whatever. But like, Delvin Cook is worth that money. I don't care. He is worth that. He literally he just put our team he put the Vikings on his back.
I know I
And that's-
said he makes that play and Madison doesn't, but like aside from that, Madison was
good,
better. He was
but
better.
I think we win that game because I think the thing is when he got hurt, that gave them a ton of momentum. The Hawks, and it was just they blitzed the fuck out of Cousins then on the O line. You keep cooking, they don't do that because they can't. You know what I mean? Like I don't see how it goes any different if he's healthy, or like I don't see how their defense would all of a sudden have all that momentum and then they score 21 points in the 3 minutes. Um, that's really what I guess. I just think that happens of that huge momentum swing. But I mean, I don't know, dude. Cook is just so fucking good.
He's really fun to watch and really good, but like I don't know. I'd probably rather just have a elite guard. I'd rather like keep Anthony Harris.
I don't. I'd fuck as much as I like Cousins. I'd rather have Bridgewater.
Well, that was my opinion initially. Was
And the thing is, like, I
my
understand.
first choice was Bridgewater, and then my second choice was Cousins, and my third choice was Keenum. But
I would have been fine with Keenum than getting like a Josh Allen.
I would
instead.
much rather, dude. Keenum fucking blows his back.
No, I meant no, but like as a first year guy, and then having a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, a development guy more so is what I mean. You know what I mean? Sign Keenum to a $15 million
He
deal.
wasn't, dude. We can't pay a backup 15.
No, it would have just been like a 1-year deal.
You think he would have been our starter for 50? That's horrible, dude. Case Keenum's not good. I agree. I would be fine with keeping him on as a backup, but he wasn't gonna stay as a backup. The Broncos signed him for 2 years, 40 mil.
No, that's what I'm saying. I would have signed him to a 1-year 15.
So first off, he wouldn't accept that, and second off, even if he did accept it, that's insane.
Not necessarily though, because I mean
He sucks.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. But we would be the total we'd be spending in the quarterback room would still be almost.
But Teddy is cheaper and straight up better. So like, there's just no reason. If you're gonna splash money on a quarterback, why would you spend 15 mil on Keenum rather than 26 mil on Cousins? I'd much rather. I'd rather.
It was 28.
The first year wasn't. First year was 24. The second year was 26, and the last year was like 30 or whatever. But it averaged out to 20. I guess you can say 28, but I'd much rather have Cousins for 28 than Keenum for 15. Keenum for 15 is the worst of both worlds. You don't get the money, and you don't get a good quarterback.
I mean, if it would have been a 1-year thing just to have someone sit and develop.
And then we sucked that year, and then Zimmer gets fired because he clearly made the wrong choice.
I don't know. I mean, we were 13-3 the year before.
Yeah, and then we sucked the next year because Case Keenum's our quarterback, and then Zimmer gets fired. You see how this goes? Like, we absolutely made the right choice by that.
Yeah, but I was like, who the fuck knows? I mean, Keenum could have pulled something out of his ass again. We're not 13.
He was not going to. He's not good. Like I said, there's a reason he sucked everywhere he went. He sucked on the Broncos, and he got benched, and then he went to the Redskins.
Yeah,
he couldn't start over Alex Smith, and then he couldn't start over Colt McCoy.
I mean, Alex Smith is actually not bad.
I mean, he wasn't. But
yeah, and then he fucking showed us. Like,
I do think beat out Colt McCoy for the backup job. Yikes.
I do think if Alex Smith is actually completely healthy, I think the Redskins are going to win that division.
He's not completely healthy. He threw for 12 passes for 36 yards. He was scared.
Well,
you can't tell me anyone not.
I mean,
I don't blame him.
He also did get sacked like 8 times almost. So.
Yeah, he did get sacked 5 times. Right, but
was it 5?
Yeah, it was 5. Yeah. They had 17 sacks, but 2 were on Kyle Allen.
Okay, gotcha. But so that's just one of those things of too. The D line, like he just had nothing, but he's gonna play he's gonna Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles suck. Like I actually think the Redskins might be able to win that division simply because it's so bad. And if Alex Smith is just a competent quarterback, and their defense, because Elliott's.
I just don't see a way the Eagles will win that division.
I think Washington, Giants, Cowboys, Giants. and then Lions, Bengals, Cowboys.
I mean, come on.
You're going to last long in all
Like,
this radiation.
you mean to tell me that, like, if the Eagles play the Redskins, you think the Redskins win that game? Like, there's
Well,
no way.
they won week
Oh,
one.
you shouldn't have.
Well, when it comes down to it, I don't think that the Eagles are playing much better now.
But here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Washington could legitimately beat the Giants, beat the Cowboys, beat the Giants, beat the Lions, beat the Bengals, beat the Cowboys again. I think that is actually not out. They could rattle off 6 wins, and I don't think that's that crazy. Their defense is good enough to play a bunch of bad teams.
I'm gonna have to doubt that.
Giants have 0 wins. Cowboys have 2. Giants have 0. Lions have 1. Bengals have 1. Cowboys have 2. Okay, even chalk 1, they tie with the Cowboys or split with the Cowboys, but they lose both. They could win 4 games in the next 5 weeks. Giants, Lions, Bengals. If they get to 6 wins, that might be enough to win that division. Because the Eagles, let's see, the Eagles play Ravens. They're losing that game. And then Giants, they'll win. Cowboys, they should win. Giants, again, they should win. Browns, I actually think the Browns will win. Then they play the Seahawks. Seahawks will win. Then they play the Packers. Packers will win. They'll play the Saints. Saints will probably win. They'll then play the Eagles or the Cardinals. That one's a toss-up. Cowboys, they should win. Washington, they could win. But I think that's going to be a tough one because the Eagles have a very, very tough schedule. Do you think Eagles beat the Cardinals or no?
The Cardinals.
I don't think the Eagles will beat the Cardinals or the Saints. And if they don't beat those two, they're going to lose to the Packers, Seahawks, and Browns. So that'll be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses there, and they'll lose to the Ravens this week. So 6. So how many losses are they at right now? 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. They might just both be 6 and 10. I guess they'd have the division.
I would kill for a 6 and 10 playoff.
I wouldn't, because the Vikings are going to be above that. Vikings are not going to go fucking 6 and 10, which means they could just give the fucking God. Like, I get why divisions are important, but at the same time, fuck divisions.
I mean, fuck them, but yeah,
So,
I would not change the current.
Yeah. So what are they going to do once they get to 17 games?
They might add another week.
Well, no, but in terms of who are they going to play? That 17th week, because it's split up, so you play your own division 3 times or 2 times each, so that's 6 games, and then you've got the one division in the AFC, 10 games, one division in the NFC or your own conference, that's 14, and then you play the other 2 teams in the divisions that play similarly or as well as you. So I actually would not be opposed if they did a rivalry thing.
Oh, you're saying next season?
Yeah, next season, once they get to 17 games. Because I would actually not... I saw this idea. I think it was probably fucking McAfee.
Aren't they going up to 18 games?
No, it's 17. Is the next one.
I guess, yeah.
Which is weird. 18 weeks, 17 games. But what I kind of like that McAfee said was that they should do a... what's it called? It's like a rivalry thing. Where you pick one team in the AFC that they just play every year. Like one team
Just
from the
introduce a new rivalry.
Yeah, just create new ones. Oh, and like whether you can find one that someone
Well,
exists.
what if you already played that team that year?
You could play them twice, or you could just adjust that. Or you know what I mean. You could just change it and do a random one or something. But for the most part, if you played the same team every year, like if you had Seahawks Patriots every year, and then that would be just wild.
I think it should be a random division or rotating division in the AFC that you play the same place team.
Hey, Carla.
You again. Here to trade.
Yeah, that would be less exciting, but
I'll take a look, sure.
You break it,
I mean,
So
that's what I think they'll do.
yes, I do agree. That's I think what they'll do, but that would just be so much more entertaining if they went like, I don't know, just kind of broke it down. It was just like, you know what, Vikings and Titans, you guys are buddies now, and like every whatever. Although that would just, I would feel bad for whoever has to play the fucking Ravens in this and the Chiefs because
Well, it
Ravens
won't be
are,
good forever. It'll just be good for a long ass time.
yeah, for the next like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. But not forever.
Fair enough. But you know what? The Ravens have always been good, so that's just fun. Yeah, I like how the Ravens had like 2 years of just mediocrity, and they're now
It was more
right
than
back.
2 years. You know, Jim Harbaugh almost, or John Harbaugh almost got fired. He if he
Was
didn't
it
make
that
the playoffs the next year, he would have been fired.
Are you saying with Lamar?
This is way before Lamar. Like 2015. Maybe it was 2017. Like, they finished 8-8 or something, and then the next year they made the playoffs. But if they hadn't made the playoffs that year, he would have gotten fired.
Yeah,
100%.
that was the year that Lamar was in. Because the 8-8 year was they lost to the Bengals last second. That got the Bills into the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years. That's why the Bills fans then sent Andy Dalton like a couple of hundred wings because they're like, thank you, or whatever. And then the next year they drafted Lamar and then got rid of Joe Flacco partway through after like 4 games.
Imagine being Joe Flacco.
Dude, he is an enigma.
I don't know
Like
about
Patrick's
enigma.
mind.
Dude,
No, not like Patrick's mind. The inner machinations of Patrick's mind.
dude, that same fat ass kid that I'm just really annoyed with at fucking football. He was fucking talking today. He's like, anybody play Smash Bros Ultimate? And we're kind of sitting there. I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I will kick anybody's ass here as Rob. And I just was like, I don't think you want to open that can of worms, dude. The amount of time that I spent playing, one, against Rob, but two, that we spent playing Super Smash Bros in general is just absurd. I mean, we put in we put on 100 hours on multiple different, on Morgan, my Switch, and my Wii U. We put over 100 on each of them. Like, that is ridiculous.
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is
So you
recovering
haven't
in
played for a
health.
while. Or
Thank you.
Yeah,
not.
but
Do you need
yes,
anything?
but what I found
Let's see
is
what you have.
I
A
can
little bit
still,
of
like, I played buddies this past summer, who you used to be slightly worse than me, or like pretty, or like we were tied, we'll go with. And oh my god, I fucking stalked them all the time, like 3 or 5, whatever. Like, we were doing teams, everything. I was
That doesn't
literally
belong to you.
racking up the kills, just fucking dominating and everything. And he literally was just like, Logan, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I played a bit. And that was still with a year off. It's just one of those things of, it's enough in my system that when I go against someone who's says they're good but not at least average or above person.
Oh, I want to play against that guy.
Dude, I want to play against. That was the first time I've ever considered actually contemplating wanting to hang out with him. So,
Just to
like,
beat him.
well, he literally always just fucking talks about how much he smokes and shit like that, and I was just like he would
Cigs?
talk about how, no, weed, but he was just like, oh, dude, I'm doing stuff pre and
I
post
can rest easy knowing
practices
that
and like
Wolfgang is
all this stuff.
Mhm.
It's just like,
Let's see what you've got.
It's all
literally, one kid's a Kansas City fan. He didn't even get out of his car completely when he started screaming, saying, "Oh, well, how about those Chiefs? Like, oh, they blowing cock, whatever." And it's just like in front of a bunch of people. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he's just a douche. Like, and it's funny because nobody on the team likes him. Everybody sits there and it's like, "Why is this kid fucking doing this shit?" And he's fucking supposedly our play designer, running the defense, all of this stuff. And it's just like, dude, nobody likes you. You're not good.
Oh.
And he's the kind of guy that shows up with like the Nike tights and all that stuff, like the vapor or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Nike Vapor Carbon.
Yeah, like all those things. Like he's got like all of those constantly.
I
And
look
it's,
sick though.
they do, but that doesn't mean you're good. But yeah, I really considered hanging out with them.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream here. Had a lot of fun playing. Good to get back in the ground. Yeah, Trovo, Twitter, and feel free to comments. Paying attention. Appreciate the follows. Much. Have a good night.